Hola, Rebels. Raw Rebel Talk here, episode 242. I'm only human. So I'm coming to you from a pre recorded video, testing out my new microphone. And since people were saying I was having trouble with the audio before, I decided I'm going to go ahead and test it and see if it's actually working. It seems to be working fine on my end, so I'm not sure why everybody was saying I was having problems with it in live, but regardless, I digress. I'm pre recording this so that way there's no issues. And plus, this is a new thing that I'm going to be doing because I'm going to be starting my podcast soon. So hopefully, you guys tune in. I know that you guys love to see me and stuff, so I was deciding on whether or not I'm going to be doing either um, a video podcast or not. I think I might because you guys love to see my lovely face. So, anyways, um, yeah, so I'm still deciding on whether or not I'm going to do video or just audio podcast. Anyways, so the reason I'm coming on here today to talk to you guys is about the fact that I feel like I've changed, and I changed in a good way. It's inevitable change in general, but I feel like I've changed in a good way. I think that I'm less likely to make bad decisions. I like try to think things through. I definitely try to think before I act, and for sure I think that I just overall am doing much better in life, financially, romantically, and family oriented. Like, just in general, I feel like I'm doing way better now. So it's just interesting, like, to see that that I don't know, some people would see me as hypocritical or not following myself when this is me. I'm me. I'm me. I just had to change. I had to pretty much, excuse me, I had to like pretty much become a new version of myself because my old self was not going to places that I wanted to go to. So, yes, I had to change. Change is inevitable, change is part of life. You have to change. Everybody evolves. Everybody goes from kid to teenager, or from infant baby to child to teenager to adult. It's like you don't stay the same. Why would you want to be the same person? You don't stay the same person all your life. You don't stay a baby all your life. You have to grow up. So I think change is inevitable. Like you have to like move or push forward, push and break barriers to become a different version of yourself. And for a lot of people, that's kind of hard. A lot of people find it hard to break out of those barriers. And I can give you a few pointers on how to do that. One of the main things that I did to pretty much break myself out of being stuck in a loop was the fact that I fought my demons. And I guess what I mean by fought your demons is you have to fight, or what I mean by fighting your demons is that you have to like pretty much look in the mirror and tell the truth about yourself to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. If you lie to yourself, then you're just letting them win, and that's not going to help. So, for instance, somebody who always wastes their money on reckless things like jewelry and cars and unnecessary things, they should really take a look at themselves, like clothes, bags, stuff like that. Um, you should really take a look at yourself and tell yourself, hey, I'm always broke because I'm the one that's spending all the money on reckless things. I'm not putting it towards any investing or anything in that nature. So I'm not going to gain any capital. So, yeah, you have to learn how to start looking towards investing and putting your money somewhere where it's going to multiply. Another good example would be somebody who was like me, who was reckless in relationships, who didn't settle down, who didn't pick good men, who always let people abuse and use her. You have to sit in the mirror. You have to look in the mirror and be like, hey, it's me. I'm the reason why they're doing that to me. I'm the reason why I'm getting abused. I'm being used by people, why I'm not seeing progress or goals, my goals being met in these relationships. So you have to like break out of that shell, break through that shell, and rebirth yourself. So yeah, it's tough. Like a lot of people don't make it, but a lot of people don't realize that you have to have many births in life. You have to have many different types of rebirths. A lot of people do the same shit they've been doing for 5, 10, 6, 16 years. And it's like, when are you going to realize, hey, I'm 30 and I've been doing the same thing I've been doing since I was in high school? Break out of that shell. But yeah. Anyways, I think I'm I think I'm more of like and you can be hard on yourself too. Like honestly, like I am, like I was about to say, I'm more hypocritical than most people because I talk about living free, but I'm not like I don't feel like free in a sense like I did before. I feel free. I feel free because I'm not as tied down with all my demons like I used to be. I used to be very much a heavy drinker, very much a smoker, very much a um, very much addicted to, attention, addicted to um, like sex, I guess. I don't know if I was addicted to sex or I just really liked it, enjoyed it, but I did um, I did have sex with multiple partners, and that to me screams that I was in a bad place in my life. I wasn't in a good place in my life. I was in a bad place in my life. So, yeah, I think that yeah, maybe I was addicted to sex, but I broke that. I broke the heavy alcohol use. I broke the heavy um, smoking, smoking cigarettes, and I was addicted. I don't think I was addicted to any drugs, but I was starting to use drugs. And I mean, even then, I don't even think I was addicted to drugs. I think I just was on the on the verge of using or experimenting with other drugs outside of marijuana. And for me, that was a sign that I was definitely lost. So I think that I think that I'm glad that I kicked those demons in the butt. You know, sometimes you have to like sit back and think like, dang, I came from a long way and I'm not the same person anymore. And like I said, you can be hard on yourself and be like, well, does that make me a different person? Does that make me like somebody I can't recognize? Do I miss that person? Not actually, no. I think the life I have now is way more stable than it was before back then. And the reason being is that I decided to change. Like I decided to change. And you know the funny thing is, you don't even realize like when you make the change. Sometimes sometimes people do. Sometimes I people do, and I think my changing point was when I almost died in that car accident. Um, I think that was my changing point in life. And for me, makes it that makes it like my rock bottom. My rock bottom was near death experience. And I'm pretty sure I've said this before on one of my episodes before, but I don't remember or recall or think or even think or I think, but I have this weird tingling feeling that maybe I did pass away and uh, that the world around me right now is not real. But that's just like something that I think about like every now and then, but not really. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. It's a weird thought feeling, but sometimes I get that feeling that maybe I did pass away in that car accident and that a part of me is no longer here or something, and maybe that's why I changed. But that's what I said. You can be hard on yourself that you you really changed and that you don't feel as young anymore. You don't feel as like lifted anymore. But that could be a good thing. Maybe I'm like I grew up. Like I grew up. You have to grow. And I grew up. I mean, that's what happens, right? So let's talk about it for a bit. Um, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Do people change for good? Do people change for bad? Or get worse? I think a little bit of both. So people, when they do change, they can either get worse, like I did. I got worse. I did change into a person that got worse. Um, as far as my mental stability declined, and my mental state went down severely. Um, and not that I was trying to purposely die in that car accident. I just thought I was invincible in that car accident. So, yeah. But now that I'm out of it and now that I'm out of it and I'm feeling much more healthier and more stable, I can look back and I can say that for sure I don't want to go back to that place. I mean, even though I stumbled sometimes, a few times since then, I know I don't want to go back again. So what do? I fight my demons constantly on a daily basis. Sometimes it's never ending. It's maybe 2 or 3 demons at a time, you know? If you ever been there, you would know. But either or, you have to like change. Change is inevitable. Change is gonna come. Change is for the good. For the good of change, I think that people change for the better too, and I think I have, so I'm happy about that. But I know that some people don't want to change. They're afraid. They're afraid of change, or they're afraid of how people might view them, or think that they're a sellout, which I don't think you could be a sellout. I think that it doesn't matter what you do, honestly. It doesn't matter if you change or stay the same. People are going to make fun of you. People are not going to make fun of you, but people are going to mention or give you an opinion about it regardless. So either people are going to say, "Oh, you never changed," or people are going to say, "Oh, you aren't the same like you used to be." So either or, it doesn't matter. Just the change or the reason I'm saying you should change is because it's or change for the better at least. Change for the better, not be for anybody else or for anything else, but you should change for yourself. And if you choose to want to stay the same, that's fine, but I think you I don't think you actually do. I think you get worse than you were before. So let's say somebody who is always broke, they don't get they don't stay and they don't ever change. They don't stay financially like stable. They get worse. You get worse. Like you get worse and worse and worse. And if you don't change for the better, then sooner or later you'll be on your ass and you really won't have much. And I think that you should try to change for the better, period. Somebody who works towards trying to change for the better when they're always broke is learning to budget, learning to save, learning to spend wisely. Those are things that would change that would ultimately make you want to strive towards a better goal, a better life. But either or. Anyways, I love you guys. Spread love, think for yourself, live free. I'll see you guys later on the flip side. Bye bye.